peek. Ooh!
Hit in the air to deep right field. Luis Arise towards the Petco porch. Gonna go! Fifth of the season for Luis Arise, and the first run of the night as the Padres go ahead 1-0 here in the seventh.
Luis Arise, a go-ahead solo home run in the bottom half of the seventh inning as the Padres beat the Arizona Diamondbacks in a memorable one here at Petco Park on this Tuesday night. The final score, the Padres won and the Diamondbacks nothing. Sam Levitt with you from inside the Western Metal Building here at Petco Park. Welcome into our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show. Hey, player, when it comes to giving you what you want, Jamul Casino Resort isn't playing around. It's way more than a place to game. It's a place where you can stay and play in every possible way. Jamul Casino Resort, the player's place. Well, what a win for the Padres here tonight. And I got to tell you, one of the weirder games I think I've ever seen. And I'll tell you why. The Padres win this game by a final of 1-0. They did not have an at-bat with a runner in scoring position. The Arizona Diamondbacks went 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position and left 9 on base. And the Padres also robbed not 1, but 2 home runs from the D-backs tonight. 1 by Merrill, 1 by Tatis, and the Padres win it 1-0. Nick Pivetta, excellent tonight. 5 2/3 scoreless innings. The bullpen, Estrada, Morejon, Adam, and Suarez. We've called them the fearsome foursome on these programs. They were outstanding once again here tonight, and just a really good win. I got to tell you, I don't remember seeing a game like this in my life where you had a solo home run win it. The team that won it didn't have an at-bat with a runner in scoring position, and the Padres robbed 2 home runs. Really just a unique game, right? The old adage is you never know what you're going to see when you come to the ballpark, and this was an interesting one here tonight, but the best part about it, Padres win it by a final of 1-0. I caught up with Luis Arise, one of tonight's heroes, on the field right after tonight's win. Luis, Merrill Kelly was really good today. How were you able to get the best and most important swing against him in this game?
Hey, man, he was nasty. He was nasty tonight, and then I made my adjustment, and then I picked my pitch, and then I hit it out. So thanks God for that.
You ever see a game where 2 of your teammates rob home runs?
I never see that, but I know Jackson and Tatis, they can play different, man. They are special for me.
On the pitching side of things, Nick Pivetta was terrific. The bullpen gets it done once again. What was it like to play behind those guys tonight?
It's amazing for me because I know Nick Pivetta, he's a competent guy. And then we saw Estrada and Morejon. Those pitchers, and Suarez closed the game. Adam, those pitchers, they are beliefs, man. They compete, and then thanks God we win the game.
Finally, if you zoom out, the last few weeks for you have been really good. How are you feeling at the plate right now?
I feel amazing. Thanks for us, and then I feel really good. I just made my adjustment and do my routine every day, and then trust myself, man. Trust myself. Enjoy this game. This game is hard, but it's not impossible. I come here because I enjoy it. I enjoy it, and I love my job.
Luis, a big swing, a game winner. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
That was Luis Arise right after tonight's 1-0 win. Luis hitting his 5th home run of the season with that solo blast in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Merrill Kelly, we'll talk more about it. He was outstanding in this game. The Padres had nothing going against Merrill Kelly. For 6 innings, he entered the 7th inning under 70 pitches. That's how good he was and how efficient he was. But Luis Arise got him for 1 swing, and that was it. That was all the Padres needed in this game. It was about the pitching and the defense and 1 swing, and the Padres even up this 4-game series at a game apiece. When we come back, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt a little bit later. We'll also have a full game recap. You'll hear all the radio highlights. There were a lot of them, despite this only being a 1-0 score. Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues after this on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey guys, it's Woodsy. A full home repipe can cost you $24,000, or you can call EcoWater SoCal. Protect your
Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Padres win it 1-0 against the Arizona Diamondbacks as they even up this 4-game series. A shout out to Michaela, who's here watching and listening to our postgame coverage. Hope you have a great night and hope you get home safely. Yes, hello. Everybody having a good time inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park. You got it. Have a good rest of your night. Everybody enjoying a nice Padres win. I think what was a very memorable Padres win, despite it only being a 1-0 final. I got to tell you, I really enjoyed watching this one, and I would imagine many of you, nearly 40,000 in the building here tonight on a Tuesday, I would imagine a lot of you feel the same. Really a very memorable, exciting 1-0 game. We'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt coming up in just a little bit, but let's recap this one from start to finish.
Which moments determine the outcome of today's game? We'll paint you a picture with our game highlights on the Padres Radio Network.
Our starting pitching matchup tonight, Nick Pivetta on the mound for the Padres, Merrill Kelly on the mound for Arizona. Both pitchers tossed 3 perfect innings to begin the night, but that changed in the top of the 4th inning. The D-backs loaded the bases on a single, a walk, an intentional walk, just 1 out. Pivetta struck out Eugenio Suarez for out number 2. The inning was left up to the D-backs, Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
About to deliver his 60th pitch of the night. Pivetta set and ready. 3-2 to Gurriel. Here it comes. And a swing and a miss. Got him to go after a 96-mile-an-hour fastball and back-to-back Ks to leave him loaded here in the top of the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, and the Arizona Diamondbacks leave 3 men on base after 3.5. No score at Petco on the Padres Radio Network.
So 4 scoreless innings at that point for Nick Pivetta. Padres then got a leadoff single from Fernando Tatis Jr. in the bottom half of the inning, but they did not score. In the 5th inning, the D-backs got a 2-out double. That brought up Corbin Carroll.
Runner at second, 2 outs in a scoreless game, 5th inning. And the 2-1 to Carroll, lifted in the air to center field and deep. Merrill's going back. He is at the wall, leaps up, and he made the catch. Jackson Merrill over the wall in center field to take it away from Corbin Carroll and keep this game right where it's at.
Jackson Merrill robbing Carroll of a 2-run home run. Second time Jackson has done that in the last, in recent memory. Jackson robbing another home run. Kept it a scoreless game. Pivetta took the mound in the top of the 6th inning. He issued a leadoff walk, but then got the next 2 outs. With a runner on second base, the Padres went to Jeremiah Estrada to face Eugenio Suarez. Estrada struck him out to end the inning. Pivetta would go 5 2/3 scoreless. Merrill Kelly got through 6 scoreless innings, and to that point, the Padres hadn't yet put a runner on second base against Kelly. So we still had a 0-0 game going top 7. Estrada stayed on. He issued a 1-out walk. He hit a batter with 2 outs. Adrian Morejon came in to face the left-handed hitting Corbin Carroll. He walked Carroll. So all of a sudden, bases loaded, 2 outs, 7th inning, 0-0 game. It was Morejon against the very dangerous Ketel Marte.
Morejon kicks and deals, and a swing and a miss. Got him with a changeup. And for the second time tonight, the Diamondbacks leave him loaded.
We went bottom 7, still a scoreless affair. Like I said, the Padres had not yet put a runner on second base. They had not had an at-bat with a runner in scoring position against Merrill Kelly. He was also at under 70 pitches as he began the 7th inning. So Kelly had been great, and he had been remarkably efficient. That was until Luis Arraez led off.
Peak.
Ooh! Hit in the air to deep right field. Luis Arraez towards the Petco porch. Gonna go! 5th of the season for Luis Arraez. And the first run of the night as the Padres go ahead 1-0 here in the 7th.
What a moment for Luis Arraez, a solo homer deep into the right field seats, and the Padres had a 1-0 lead, the 5th home run of the season for Luis Arraez, and he was the first Padres batter to touch second base in this game, but the Padres would certainly take it. Jason Adam came on for the top of the 8th inning. He got the first out, then Josh Naylor dug in.
Naylor hits it in the air to deep right field. Fernando's going back. He is at the wall, leaps up, and he made the catch. Oh, for the second time tonight, the Padres rob a home run. Merrill got Carroll in the 5th. And now Tatis takes a game-tying homer away from Josh Naylor in the 8th, and it is still 1-0.
Incredible outfield defense by Merrill and Tatis. The Padres took that 1-0 lead into the top of the 9th inning. Robert Suarez came on looking for the save. He got a ground out from Jake McCarthy. Randall Grichuk hit a line drive to left. Bryce Johnson, who had pinch run and then got picked off earlier in the game, he made a great play going back on it for out number 2. 2 outs, nobody on. The game left up to Arizona's Alek Thomas.
Suarez about to throw his 20th pitch of the inning. 3-2. Here it is. Thomas swings and misses. Strike 3. Suarez closes the door. His major league leading 26th save of the year. And the Padres shut out the Diamondbacks 1-0 thanks to a home run from who else? Luis Arraez.
What a game. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for San Diego, no runs, 3 hits, no errors for Arizona. Padres improved to 49-42. Diamondbacks dropped to 45-47. The winning pitcher tonight was Adrian Morejon. He improves to 6-3. Losing pitcher, talk about a tough luck loss. Merrill Kelly goes 7 innings, gives up 1 run on the home run. He drops to 7-5, and Robert Suarez picks up his 26th save of the season, and that was that here tonight. Padres win it 1-0 against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Quite a win. So to recap it again, we gave you the final totals, but this is the way I look at this game. The Diamondbacks left the bases loaded twice. They went 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They left 9 on base. The Padres robbed not 1, but 2 home runs from the D-backs in this game. The Padres did not have an at-bat with a runner on second or third base in this entire game. They got 1 swing that produced the run, the only swing that produced the run in this game, and it was the go-ahead solo home run by Luis Arraez in the 7th inning. A weird game, but a Padres winner. When we come back, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Much more to do on our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show. Again, the final, Padres win it 1-0 here on the Padres Radio Network.
Stay tuned.
Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Final score, the Padres 1 and the Arizona Diamondbacks 0 as the Padres even up this 4-game set at a game apiece. We'll hear from Mike Shildt in just a moment. We will get to your phone calls coming up a little bit later at 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Phone number to call if you want to get involved. And again, in case you're just hopping in the car, you missed tonight's game. I'll recap this one for you quickly once again. Well, Padres had one big swing. There was one big swing that produced a run in this game. It was a home run, a solo shot to right field off the bat of Luis Arraez in the 7th inning, broke a scoreless tie. Aside from that, the Padres did not have an at-bat with a runner in scoring position. Merrill Kelly was great. That was the only run he gave up, the Arraez home run in 7 innings. Nick Pivetta was great, 5 2/3 scoreless innings. The Diamondbacks went 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They left the bases loaded twice. They left 9 on base, but they also came oh so close to a couple of home runs. Padres robbed a couple of home runs in this game. One by Jackson Merrill, robbing Corbin Carroll of a home run, a 2-run home run in the 5th inning, and then Josh Naylor sent one to the fence in right in the 8th inning, and Fernando Tatis Jr. robbed Naylor of a home run that would have tied the game. So again, Diamondbacks had a ton of opportunities. Padres didn't have any, but they did get one big swing, and the Padres rob a couple of home runs, and the pitching staff gets it done, and the Padres win it 1-0. Let's go downstairs and hear some post-game reaction.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Like a lot of positives to talk about in this ballgame tonight. Can we start with Nick Pivetta and once again stepping up when the team needed to put together a win? Just another great outing by Nick.
Yeah, a ton of positives tonight. Gritty win. Nicky, fantastic. 3rd now all-time Canadian strikeout leaders. It's a big deal. But he was terrific. You know, established it from the very beginning. Went all the way through. Made a lot of quality pitches. Fastball was good. Threw in for effect. Curveball was outstanding. Heart of a lion. So terrific job by Nick.
So often you'll hear the term that even if a guy's one inning where he gets challenged, and for him it was that 4th inning, for him to be able to dig down deep and come up with and that was a big momentum change.
Yeah, you're right. Scan, you know, a lot of times you're cruising, but there's that one inning that sometimes creeps up, and you got to figure out and dig deep. And Nick's like a great competitor and got some traffic out there, and he was able to go get 2 tough hitters and get a couple of punch outs, and so he was fantastic. Night, of course, the bullpen was terrific as well. Brought it home.
Were there a lot of close pitches that were not going Nick's caused you to have a discussion out there?
Yeah, you know, listen, I mean, I don't do that a lot. I think I don't think I know. I got a lot of healthy respect for the Umpires League. The job's hard. I also, one thing we talked about recently is making sure that we're going to offensively protect our guys in the sense of like being stingy with balls, you know, not swinging out of the strike zone. And so I took a little exception with the 3-0 pitches sheets and carried it over to the next inning and, you know, had my conversation. And again, you know, these guys got a lot of respect for umpires. They have a hard job, man. And I don't want to sit there and bark at them a lot, but I also have a dugout to protect and stand up for. And, you know, watching the game and you know, being pretty clear about what I was seeing and being able to articulate that on both sides. And I feel very confident I was right.
As far as the catches go, how often do you see 2 home run robbing catches as spectacular as what we saw tonight? Yeah,
you know what? I mean, talk to Toddy about it a lot. You know, it's like routine greatness, right? Jackson, again, the timing is impeccable. His ability to go back, have a feel for it. Again, let's remind ourselves that this guy's never played center field, right, until last year in the big leagues. And his natural ability to go out and make plays like that against the wall, it's fantastic. He robbed a 3-run homer. Now he robbed a 2-run homer. And, you know, Toddy being Toddy, again, converted shortstop, new to the outfield. So both those guys have 4 years combined outfield experience and going to make those plays. And it's also why, you know, listen, they win on both sides of the ball. You know, Jackson, he just saved a game tonight. You know, he won us a game. Toddy won us a game. So guys with that kind of athleticism and talent, they show up and they beat the other team in a lot of different ways, sometimes with the bat, sometimes with the legs, sometimes with the glove, sometimes with the arm. But both those guys are elite in both areas, in all areas.
Mike, do they actually, like, you guys work on that in spring training, or like when they were kind of messing around, just like, hey, let's get the ball at the wall?
Yeah, Dave. Yeah, we do. I mean, David Macias, who does a great job, is leading our base running and outfield, and our outfield's been elite all year. Got a lot of moving parts, but yes, that's part of the process of spring training, part of the checklist of working on that, getting back, finding the fence. That being said, you also have to have the players have the ability to do it. So, yeah, there's a technique to it. There's an understanding of how to do it. There's a work that takes place to make sure that we check that box when we go into the season. But, at the end of the day, it's the athletes that Jackson and Toddy are that make it happen.
What do you make of the way that Luis kind of seems to choose his spots to unleash at times at the plate when he's got the count in his favor? And
It's a good word, like unleash. Yeah, I'm going to use it. Yeah, it's exactly what he does, and Luis Rise is like, he's got the heart of an absolute warrior. I mean, this guy is tough, competitive, enjoys, wants big moments. Guy's got nasty stuff. He wants it more, and he's just got this amazing competitive trait that I admire, highly. And so, big situations take place. That's why he's so good with runner scoring positions. One of the reasons he's hitting fourth. Again, you can hit him anywhere. But, when things get tough, this guy's going to rise up and he's going to fight. He's going to fight his tail off and he's going to do it the right way. And, today he figured out a way to clean him out on a tough pitch. Kelly was good today. Merrill was very good. Sinker was good. Changeup was good. Not a lot of anything in the middle part of the plate. But he cleaned him out and took a good swing. But Luis, bottom line, he's just a winner.
What went into the Naylor intentional walk? Obviously, you get in the matchups there. It is a little early in the game. Like, there's a lot of factors at play. What went into that decision there?
There are a lot of factors. You look at it, they bunt him over, and you got second and third, and you got a really high contact guy in Naylor. He's going to put the ball in play for the most part. He's better against righties. So then you say, okay, go down the road. We'll see you later. And, Suarez is a dangerous guy. Obviously, Gurriel is a dangerous guy. But we take our shot, and then we got maybe a little more chance for some swing and miss there. And Nick did his job.
You guys have won more 1-0 games than anyone. It's a dangerous way to live, but it's pretty impressive. Also takes defense, pitching. What do you make of it? What does it say about your team?
It actually is a lot. Winning a 1-0 game is hard to do. You got to play a lot of good baseball to do it. It's not a recipe, to your point, Ace. Like, you don't go in the game going, we're going to win 1-0, and that's the recipe. However, especially as we get closer and we get into playoff games, those 1-0, 2-1s, those games show up, and the ability to go and do everything that it takes place in the course of a 9-inning game, to do everything on the margins, to win on the margins, to allow yourself the opportunity to win a 1-run game, is exactly how this team is built. And so this is what we work on. This is what we teach. This is what we the mindset of it. It's to give nothing, take everything. But in close ball games, we have to continue to consistently win every single aspect of the game, because you don't know what's going to show up, right? You just don't know what's going to show up. And, it's a defensive play. It's a double play turn. It's a, base running play. It's a, hitting a cutoff man. All of it shows up. That's one of the reasons I love this game so much, because it requires you to be good at a lot of different things. And our team's good at a lot of different things. And I'm glad you brought that up about the 1-0 games, because it is representative of the work that we put in, the preparation we put in, and the execution that ultimately needs to take place to win those games. That's what good ball clubs do.
I know you made the case earlier for all four of your bullpen arms to be.
Are you going to ask me about the four horsemen?
I am.
Okay. They were on display tonight. I still can't name them, but they're Estrada, Morihone, Adam, and Suarez.
No, I was going to ask you about Robert Suarez being an all-star.
Yeah. You know what? It's hard to say this publicly, but you look at it and, you want to rightfully celebrate Jason. But then you take a step back. Me and Joe were talking about this today a little bit, Musgrove. How's a guy that leads the league in saves? I mean, saves. It's a big number. That's a big category in pitching, not being all-star. And so, again, a lot of quality people make it. Not disparage anybody that did, but just feels right. The guy that's leading the league in saves should represent our team in the all-star game. And he got another one today, by the way.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt after this 1-0 win for the Padres against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Sam Levitt back with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Let's touch on that quickly, because not only does Robert Suarez lead the National League in saves, and in case you missed it, Robert was named the National League All-Star today, so the Padres now sending 4 players to the All-Star game: Suarez, Jason Adam, Fernando Tatis Jr., and starting third baseman Manny Machado. But not only does Suarez lead the NL in saves, he's also got way more than anybody else. Today was his 26th save of the season. Next on the list, Milwaukee's Trevor McGill, who is 21. In fact, he's one of only 2 closers in the National League to have 20 or more saves, and he's got 5 more than anybody else. So I think it's an excellent point by Mike Shildt. And I know Robert's had some tougher outings. It hasn't been as sharp the last month or so. I understand that, but the bottom line is the guy has been really good for the most part, been really, really good. And he also by far and away has the most saves in the National League. So I'm with Mike. I think Robert should be an all-star. I think Jason Adams should be an all-star. I think Adrian Morhone should be an all-star. I think all those guys have serious cases. I don't know that 3 relievers are on one team are going to make it unless it's just a crazy kind of exception. But I think Robert deserved it, and I'm very happy he got in. He deserves it. 26 saves on the season, and good stuff from Robert tonight. 1-0 game, had to protect it, and put together a 1-2-3 top of the 9th inning. When we come back, we'll hear our catch of the game. We have 2 very, very good choices for that here tonight. Tell you about our relief pitcher of the game. Full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, including I want to get this audio for you if I can. A crazy ending in San Francisco. I mean, a wild ending in San Francisco. We'll talk about that. We'll have our play of the game. If you want to get a phone call in, 833-288-0973. Again, the phone number, 833-288-0973. Final score here tonight, the Padres 1 and the Diamondbacks 0. Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres postgame show continues after this.
Jess Sims is always looking.
Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show brought to you by the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. Sam Levitt with you inside the Western Metal Building here at Petco Park as we continue to wrap this one up. Final score, the Padres 1 and the Diamondbacks 0. Padres win it on what was a game-winning go-ahead solo home run for Luis Arraez in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Like I said, throughout the first couple of segments, to me, one of the wackier games you're ever going to see. I mean that. Padres won it 1-0. Arraez had the home run. The Diamondbacks went 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They left 9 on base. The Padres did not have an at-bat with a runner in scoring position. And the Padres also robbed 2 home runs in this game. One by Fernando Tatis Jr., robbed a home run from Josh Naylor that would have tied the game at 1. But also, when we had a scoreless game in the 5th inning, the Diamondbacks had a runner on second base, the very dangerous Corbin Carroll at the plate. And let's hear today's catch of the game.
Which defensive play had the biggest impact on today's game?
He is at the wall, leaps up, and he makes the catch.
This is the catch of the game.
Gonna hang a star for Jackson Merrill.
Reeled in by Anthony's Fish Grotto La Mesa, celebrating 80 years of seafood excellence.
Runner at second, 2 outs in a scoreless game, 5th inning. And the 2-1 to Carroll, lifted in the air to center field and deep. Merrill's going back. He is at the wall, leaps up, and he made the catch. Jackson Merrill over the wall in center field to take it away from Corbin Carroll and keep this game right where it's at. What a play by Jackson Merrill as he robs a homer for the 2nd time in the last week.
Jackson Merrill, robbery, home run, center field. He does it again. Robbed Corbin Carroll of a 2-run home run that would have put Arizona ahead 2-0, but Jackson Merrill said no. First of 2 home run robberies the Padres out of this game. Could have gone with either one, with Merrill's in the 5th inning, Tatis's in the 8th inning, but we'll give it to Jackson Merrill because he did save an extra run there, one more than Tatis did, and that was our catch of the game. He's got very good at those plays at the center field fence, and I thought Mike Shildt made a good point after the game, and it's something we've talked about many times over the last 2 seasons, but Jackson's defense, and look, he had a rough night at the plate again, took an offer, and he's trying to work through it. We know that, but his defense has not suffered at all, and I think it's pretty clear he's getting better and better out there. And look, we talked about it so much last year, how remarkably impressive it was for Jackson Merrill to show up to spring training last year, never play a day of center field in his life, get put out there in spring training, be the opening day center fielder, and play great defense all year, like he's played there his whole life. It's remarkably impressive. I think he continues to get better out there, and he's made a couple of great home run robberies over the last few weeks, and he had a big one here tonight that kept the game scoreless and allowed Luis Arraez to put the Padres ahead with that home run in the 7th inning. There's a lot of good bullpen work to talk about. Let's tell you about our relief pitcher of the game.
Which pitcher entered the game and slammed the door shut? This is today's relief pitcher of the game, presented by David P. Shapiro Criminal Defense Attorneys. When your freedom and future are on the line, you need the best arm in the pen. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com.
Our relief pitcher of the game. We've got a couple of options here, so let's work through it. You had Jeremiah Estrada, who came on in the 6th inning, got the final out. He then came back out for the 7th inning. He walked a batter and hit a batter. Then Adrian Morahone came in, and Morahone walks Corbin Carroll to load the bases. And again, at this point, still a 0-0 game. And Ketel Marte, great hitter at the plate. Morahone strikes him out as the D-backs strand the bases loaded for a 2nd time tonight in this game. You could give it to Morahone for that. That was a really big moment. The other candidate to me would be Robert Suarez. Now, Jason Adams threw a scoreless 8th inning. He was great too. Did allow a single and a stolen base. Got out of it. All good. Robert Suarez, on the day he's announced as an all-star, a 1-2-3 9th inning. Really, really good. League leading 26 saves. So I'll give it to Robert Suarez, although Morahone had a huge strikeout of Ketel Marte in what was a critical spot in that 7th inning. But Robert Suarez, 1-0 game, trying to protect it. A 1-2-3 9th inning. And again, for Robert, his 26th save of the season. And by the way, I should mention this because I said Robert is National League leading. Not only does he lead the National League in saves, after tonight, he now leads Major League Baseball in saves with 26. Josh Hader is 25. So he's one above the guy he used to set up, Josh Hader. But again, you know what? Like, you think about it for a second, it is kind of crazy that Robert wasn't originally an all-star. It is. It is kind of crazy. I mean, think about it. He leads baseball in saves, and the reliever that leads baseball in saves isn't going to be on the all-star team. It's kind of ridiculous. So I'm happy that Robert's on there. It's deserved. And again, 26 saves now leads the major leagues. When we return, we'll take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, plus tell you about that wild ending in San Francisco. Continue to break this one down. You'll hear our play of the game. We'll revisit my post-game conversation with Luis Arise. Again, the Padres win it 1-0. If you want to get a phone call in and chime in about the game, you can do that, 833-288-0973. Final score, Padres 1, D-backs nothing. Post-game coverage continues after this.
You're
Our Jamul Casino Resort Padres post-game show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside the loft here at the Western Metal Building at Petco Park as we continue our post-game coverage. Padres win it 1-0. Luis Arise, a go-ahead home run in the 7th inning, the only run scored in this game. Padres, again, I just keep going over just the basic tenets of this game because it's just a remarkable game. The Padres won it 1-0. Arise hit the home run to win it. And the Diamondbacks went 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. The Padres didn't have an at-bat with a runner on second base. They didn't have an at-bat with a runner in scoring position in this game. And the Padres robbed 2 home runs. I mean, I don't know that I ever have seen a game quite like this, honestly, the way it went tonight. And on top of that, and we should talk a little bit more about him because we haven't kind of weirdly talked a ton about Nick Pivetta. He was really good tonight, and when he got in trouble, he found his way out of it. Talk about the fourth inning. Bases loaded, 1 out. 2 huge strikeouts of Eugenio Suarez and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. to end that inning. And then he got some help in the 5th inning with that outstanding Merrill catch, robbing a 2-run home run. So he did get some help from his defense, no doubt. He did walk 3. He wasn't perfect, but 5 2/3 innings, no runs, 2 hits. And the biggest part of his outing was that moment in the 4th inning in a scoreless game. Again, bases loaded, 1 out, got out of it, and kept it scoreless. So a really nice outing for Nick Pivetta as he picks up a no decision. Let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
Everything final around the major leagues. Let's begin with the Mets and the Orioles in Baltimore. Mets trailed in that game 6-2. They hit 2 late home runs to tie it at 6. That brought the game to extra innings, and the Mets would win it 7-6 in 10 to beat the Orioles. Tigers beat the Rays 4-2 in Detroit. The Yankees beat the Mariners 10-3 in New York. The Red Sox beat the Rockies 10-2 at Fenway. Marlins beat the Reds 12-2 in Cincinnati. Twins beat the Cubs 8-1 in Minnesota. Brewers beat the Dodgers 3-1 in Milwaukee. That is the 5th consecutive loss for the LA Dodgers. The Royals beat the Pirates 4-3 in Kansas City. Blue Jays beat the White Sox in a weather-shortened game 6-1 in Chicago, the final in 7 innings. That is the 10th consecutive win for the Toronto Blue Jays. They're playing outstanding baseball right now. Cardinals beat the Nationals 4-2 in St. Louis. The Guardians beat the Astros in 10-6 in Houston. Rangers beat up on the Angels tonight in Anaheim 13-1. A's beat the Braves 10-1 in Sacramento. I saved the best for last. Well, let me rephrase. If you're a Padres fan, you're not going to love it because it's a Giants moment. But, hey, baseball's baseball, and this is pretty incredible here. So, unfortunately, it led to a 4-3 Giant win. But the Giants trailed 3-1 in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2 on for Patrick Bailey, the call from KNBR in San Francisco.
First and third, 1 out. Patrick hits a high drive. Deep right center field. This one is off the top of the wall, and it ricochets, and it's rolling on the warning track. 2 runs are in. Bailey coming around third. Patrick Bailey scores! It's an inside the park walk-off home run. Now we've seen everything.
An inside the park 3-run walk-off home run for Patrick Bailey. You've got to see the video of this. I mean, just remarkable moment in San Francisco as the Giants beat the Phillies 4-3. So, yes, you probably prefer a Phillies win, considering they're not in your division and they're not in the wild card race right now. But, hey, incredible moment is an incredible moment. And Patrick Bailey, a 3-run inside the park walk-off home run. Really quite the moment in San Francisco tonight, and that was a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Tuesday. Padres win it 1-0. So what's got to be our play of the game? Well, you would assume the swing that produced the only run of the night. That's our play of the game in the Padres 1-0 win.
The line between winning and losing can be razor thin. Which play was the difference between victory and defeat? This is today's Play of the Game, presented by Bill Howe Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Hit in the air to deep right field. Luis Arise towards the Petco porch. Gonna go! 5th of the season for Luis Arise, and the first run of the night as the Padres go ahead 1-0 here in the 7th.
Luis Arise, our play of the game, the go-ahead home run in the 7th inning, his 5th home run of the season. It's a big one, big swing for Luis as the Padres even up this 4-game series at a game apiece. Padres improved to 49-42. D-backs dropped to 45-47. Well, Luis Arise, the hero. I caught up with Luis on the field right after tonight's win in downtown San Diego.
Luis, Merrill Kelly was really good today. How were you able to get the best and most important swing against him in this game?
Man, he was nasty. He was nasty tonight, and then I made my adjustment, and then I picked my pitch, and then I hit it out. So thanks God for that.
You ever see a game where two of your teammates rob home runs?
I never see that, but I know Jackson and Tatis, they can play different, man. They are special for me.
On the pitching side of things, Nick Pivetta was terrific. The bullpen gets it done once again. What was it like to play behind those guys tonight?
It's amazing for me because I know Nick Pivetta, he's a competent guy. And then we saw Estrada and Morejon. Those pitches, and Suarez closed the game. Adam, those pitches, they are beliefs, man. They compete, and then thanks God we win the game.
Finally, if you zoom out, the last few weeks for you have been really good. How are you feeling at the plate right now?
I feel amazing. Thanks for that, and then I feel really good. I just made my adjustment and do my routine every day, and then trust myself, man. Trust myself. Enjoy this game. This game is hard, but it's not impossible. I come here because I enjoy it. I enjoy it, and I love my job.
Luis, a big swing, a game winner. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
That was Luis Arise right after this 1-0 win. Great stuff, as always, by the terrific Luis Arise. As always, if you missed any portion of our post-game coverage, you can go back and listen to all of it on the Inside San Diego Baseball podcast with Sam Levitt, available on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcast. You can also go back to the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel and watch any portion of our post-game coverage there as well. Taking a look at the final taking a look at tomorrow's matchup. Same time, same place, 6:40 p.m. first pitch tomorrow, our Eco Water SoCal Padres pregame show will begin at 5:40. Right-hander Brandon Pfaadt on the mound for Arizona. Right-hander Dylan Cease on the mound for San Diego. Final totals here tonight for the Pods. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors. They left on 2. For Arizona, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. They left on 9. Winning pitcher Adrian Morejon, who improves to 6-3. Losing pitcher was Merrill Kelly. Talk about a tough luck loss. He went 7 innings, gave up 1 run. He drops to 7-5, and the save goes to Robert Suarez, his major league leading 26th save of the season. Time of game, 2 hours and 31 minutes, and the crowd at Petco Park on this Tuesday, 38,670. Once again, first pitch tomorrow, 6:40. Pregame coverage begins at 5:40. Until then, for our great studio coordinator, Jeff Hamby, I'm Sam Levitt saying so long and good night from Petco Park. Again, the final score here tonight, the San Diego Padres 1 and the Arizona Diamondbacks 0. We'll talk to you tomorrow on the Padres Radio Network. Have a great night, everybody.